they hit me with the heat.
Here the PMAC underway. The opening tap controlled by LSU. Amaya Joyner claims it. Three-game homestand starts right now for the Tigers. A little pick and roll, knocks inside, no. Offensive glass for Joyner. Also off the mark.
Well, good job by Florida to contest the putback right there, because LSU is an excellent offensive rebounding team. Florida's going to have to work hard to keep them off the offensive glass.
McGill, the leading scorer, right on cue. And a change in the starting lineup for head coach Kelly Ray Finley tonight. Davion Minduti inserted in the starting five. Williams, Flage, Jada Richard, Maya Joyner. Grace Knox, a freshman out of Las Vegas, for Kim Mulkey in the starting lineup tonight. A couple of point-blank misses, and then Flage's there to clean it up.
And the putback right there by Flage. It's really hard to keep them off the board. They're all getting early rebounding position on the offensive end. Boy, this is going to be a battle for Florida to keep them away from them.
Tigers, one of the top rebounding teams in the country. There's the rejection by Joyner. Here comes Flage on the move. Ahead to Knox. Didn't take long.
Yeah, that's one of the things that LSU does so well.
Back to McGill. Through traffic. Finishes with the left hand. She's got four.
Help defense got to be there.
She made a play at shoot-around today that I've never seen before, and I mentioned it to her afterwards. Quick first step, drive into the paint, then a behind-the-back bounce pass right to Measy. And a foul by O'Neal. That's her first. Inside free throws coming for Joyner.
And she's having to really work hard.
Flage in the W. I mean, it's going to be appointment television, right? I mean, we can't wait to see even more personality and the next step for her game on the floor. Here's McGill. We were joking with her back at the SEC basketball tip-off. On her next album, she needs to have Coach Mulkey on there in some capacity. She said, absolutely, we're going to do that. I reminded her of that earlier today at shoot-around. She said, that hasn't happened yet, but it's on the agenda. Rebound cleaned up by Williams. Now it's Flage, little Euro.
This place is erupting, but I love how fast LSU gets out and runs and pushes pace.
How about the skip pass and an open look? Minduti, no. McGill gets it back. McGill with 6.
Does a really good job. She couldn't get around Grace Knox, and she found her shooter in the corner. Didn't go down, but she gets the rebound. She's a gamer. She is a gamer.
Maybe the fastest player in the country. And you watch that first.
Here's what we're talking about for LSU. They get out so quick. There goes Michaela Williams. Looks up the floor so quickly, but what? How about that Euro step right there by Flage? Woo, that's sweet. That's a sweet move.
I mean, everything she does is so smooth. Everything feels like it's in rhythm.
It's really interesting. You say everything is within rhythm, making up her rhymes and her songs, but on this court, it's her studio too.
Flage, we need Coach on the album. We need Coach on the next album. Just give me a little intro. And now it's McGill with the sick crossover. Layla Reynolds off the bench tonight, rejected by Fulwiley. Well, she leads the SEC in steals at 71 coming in. Williams triggers the three. Michaela from downtown.
I'm not sure how Flage saw Williams over there, because she threw it over Fulwiley's head.
McGill, whirling dervish, no. Reynolds.
Michaela Williams has really expanded her game. She leads her team with assists. She's really trying, I think, grown her game as an all-around player. But if they need 30, she can go get you 30.
For Michaela Williams, we talked with her about that today. And I really feel like the message from Coach Mulkey has been, let's get everybody involved.
That's where that shows itself. Because if she's getting 30, somebody's not getting double figures.
Williams, how about the passing? Inside and out.
Really great teamwork by LSU right there, but they've got to get back in transition, even on a made basket. It's
good start.
Good seeing Jada Weathersby on the floor. Get more wins in that win column. She is an experienced player, transfer from UAB.
53% per game, a good start on those lines tonight. Williams Not this time. Joyner, there was a shove in the back and a foul on the floor.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And Amaya Joyner does a great job of getting early rebounding positions, so she gets those extra overalls.
Big early moments here for the Gators. Off the bounce. And the layup is good in traffic for Yitch.
Yitch is another player for Florida, just a freshman, comes from Canada, has some really good potential to grow her game. But again, LSU not getting back in transition defense. And here we go. That's why the timeout is called right now.
As I said, you sound different now compared to this time a year ago. And I didn't mean that in any bad way, shape, or form. And she said, Roy, we've got our posts. We've got our bigs. And this is a team that I think she identifies with. And in terms of leadership with Flau'jae and Michaela, plus Mylasia Fulwiley, that blend has worked out, I don't want to say better than she expected, but I think all the right buttons have been pressed. Jada was sharp, the mid-range. Think about what South Carolina and Texas do in the rebounding department. Gators off the mark here. LSU is right there. Johnson off the mark. Zakaya. Tigers get it back again. Williams skies for the rebound. Who wants it? McGill does. Liv McGill off and running. She's got 8 in the early going.
Really great job by Liv to go attack the basket.
You can play the odds. You just can't play them for very long. Corner 3 off the mark by Flau'jae. Gators can tie it with a 2, grab the lead with a 3. Feels like Florida has weathered that early punch, and this is a team, despite its 1-5 record in the league, they've been very competitive with teams ranked in the top 25.
Yeah, they're on the verge, Roy. They're right there on the verge. Every game is close. They just have to learn to get over the hump and finish.
Razzle dazzle, you talked about it, Mylasia Fulwiley.
So here's Mylasia Fulwiley. Nothing deters her, nothing scares her. She doesn't even have to look at the basket. She knows where it is. She's got a radar right there. Boom. Yeah, she's special. The pace of this game is pretty brutal. This game it's up and down. It's not for the weak-hearted right here, but there's players who like to play this way.
I love the pace, and Weathersby loves the 3. Lead down to 1. Richard picked up by McGill. A ton of speed on display there. Richard finds a way.
I guess she's bringing her own sizzle. Jada Richard with the leaning, falling layup.
10 minutes in, 22-19. At some point, there needs to be some crew that mics her up in these shoot-arounds, and she said she's up for it. We couldn't do it today, but I promise you there's going to be some great sound bites involved there. So, Gators coming up here in these televised games. File it away for an enterprising producer somewhere. Yeah. Need to get a mic on her. She's fantastic.
I want to be on that game because I love talking to her. She has a really good basketball IQ. When you've got that many high-level players, they need to touch the ball and have an opportunity to score.
It's also interesting. Fulwiley coming off the bench at 14.5. Our leadership boxes are checked. Starting in that backcourt with Flau'jae and Mylasia, and then also Michaela Williams, be able to share the rock and feel comfortable about it this season. That's
right. There's a lot of trust involved in that. A lot of just the talk between the chatter between teammates is really, really important as to how teams come together with their chemistry. Heck of a player.
Johnson in the air, no. Joyner, yes. Well, it touched every inch of the rim and it finally dropped.
Long, lanky, athletic 3 player that's highly skilled and just can do multiple things on the basketball court.
Flau'jae with a rise on the jumper. She got 6. An interesting start in Baton Rouge. Tigers with a 4-point lead. Reynolds no. Godfrey outside to Yitch, her second triple.
But the fight of these Florida Gators is impressive. Godfrey's a player that's got experience as a transfer here at Florida. And when Liv McGill needs to get some rest, Godfrey needs to come in and be able to contribute.
Tigers already with 6 turnovers. Flau'jae committed the last one, and the Gators back in front. First time since it was 2-0.
Can you feel the confidence just kind of emanating from these Gator players? They are not afraid. They are not intimidated.
Flau'jae from 15.
How smooth is that?
Weathersby was looking back. Coach Kelly Ray Finley lost the hand on the dribble drive. 3-on-2, Flau'jae. Godfrey's got it. And some contact. They're going to call an offensive foul there, I believe, on O'Neal. I was going to say it felt like a blindside block in football. O'Neal with 2 fouls has yet to crack the scoring column at over 14 points per game coming into this one tonight. LSU with a 1-point lead. A spin for Joyner. And she gets it to drop. Gill with the offhand. Now back to the left.
You see Richard working so hard to keep McGill away from her right hand right there.
Williams had the pass block twice. Mid-range is drained by Richard.
She's knocked down some really nice shots today, but she's definitely set the tone on the defensive end.
Reynolds left wide open. The pump fake and the step back. And a foul in the paint.
But if you're O'Neal, if you're Measy, you've got to know you got 2 fouls. You've got to do everything you can to not pick up that 3rd foul in the 2nd quarter.
Frustrating start. Gators' second leading scorer tonight, Measy O'Neal. 2 free throws for Joyner. She's got 9.
Well, Florida could get a 2-for-1 right here.
Corner 3 is money. And Judy, they're going to say it was a long 2. PB will analyze what transpired in our first 20 minutes. Coincidentally, representing Florida and LSU in studio tonight. A little bit of tension for no tension for Michaela Williams. Off glass. Here's McGill, the 3.
Well, Florida tried to trap Michaela Williams in that ball screen.
0.8 seconds to go. Williams, a former softball player, hurls that into the scorer's table.
What? This is like a... All right. If the softball coach is here, then she's like, okay, it's Michaela.
What are you doing? And she didn't do it. Perhaps time for one more desperation shot, man. A good look. Tigers in the first half on a 10-2 run to lead at 36-29.
But she's a player right now that's got to really continue to step up for LSU inside.
Tracking towards another double-double for Joyner. 6 this season, already with 9 and 7. Knox on the turnaround. And the Gators with their first touch. Coach, it feels obvious to suggest an important start of this 3rd quarter for Florida. Now trailing by 7 after it was back and forth for most of the first half. And a foul goes against Florida here. Voiced her displeasure with a number of calls and non-calls, but more importantly with her team in those 9 second quarter turnovers. Knox with position, plays it up and in.
How about another important fact here is Florida has their 2 bigs with 3 fouls.
Yitch on the move, too strong. Rebound claimed by Williams. Here comes Michaela Williams, 5 points in the first half. Knox inside.
And you're right. You're seeing more 4 out, 1 in, 5 out. Ball screen, open up the block and let your guards really find their way. Kim believes in it. She grew up with it.
The Florida Gators and LSU beginning this 3rd quarter exactly how the 2nd quarter came to a close. Gill the crossover, first points since the 1st quarter for Liv McGill.
But there should have been help side there, too, from LSU to take away that layup.
McGill now 23 straight contests in double figures. Joyner inside.
You know, LSU is a tremendous free throw shooting team. They lead the league in free throw shooting.
Joyce Edwards and company are back in action 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock Eastern time on Thursday. You'll be in studio that evening, correct?
I will be. 2 early fouls from her. That's a little unusual. Sometimes she's over-aggressive defensively, trying to reach for the ball and get herself in some trouble.
Ezekiel off the mark with a pass, and she had Reynolds.
For Florida, they can't give up those kind of turnovers. Well, at least it's a dead ball turnover, though, and so LSU can't run off of it.
Coach, what's the strategy here against the zone? Richard will give you one version of it.
There you go. You play zone a lot of times primarily to force an outside shot or to force a team to shoot the 3 ball. A lot of times, teams will go to a zone just to disrupt rhythm. But when you've got a team that can really penetrate and get themselves to the rim.
A steady increase each of her first 3 seasons. 7 as a freshman, 10 as a sophomore, almost 13 per game. And then Niecy O'Neal, that is a trio that you can really build around for Kelly Rae Finley. Joyner trying to spin it in, couldn't do it. So you think about the future for the Gators, and the potential certainly is there. I mean, it starts tonight, a win, and you're back. The NCAA tournament conversation, according to Charlie Crane.
Right back in it. You're right. Kelly Rae Finley has the makings. She has the foundation. Still in the zone. It's disruptive. It makes you stop and think as an offensive team right here.
Boy, Flage just went and grabbed it off the court. Kicks it out to Richard. And Richard with the mid-range.
Wasn't out of bounds, grabbed the ball. She was thinking it was going to go out of bounds.
And Fulwiley just picked up her 3rd. What you see Weathersby just try to box Flage out. She'll grab it right before it hit out of bounds.
Look, I love Flage's aggression, though, to keep going for the ball. Really smart play on her behalf. But you got to just grab the ball. If you're Florida, grab that ball. That's a possession.
3 on Fulwiley, 2 free throws. It speaks volumes about her ability to be ambidextrous, and lane violation against the free throw here. Fulwiley back to the bench with those 3 fouls.
She's a quite comfortable basketball player.
Yeah, not happy with her start. We talked to her today. I said, "Do you remember your first conversation with Coach Mulkey after you got in the portal?" She thought about it for a second as Williams connects. She said, well, she wanted me to come here to play point guard, and that's something I wanted to learn how to do at a different level. And she also wanted to get better defensively, Coach, and that really hit home with Mylasia Fulwiley.
Well, and she has gotten better defensively. Really nice defense right there by Jada Richard. She's impressing the heck out of me today. And she has improved that this year. She's learned to play help side better. She's learned to play ball screens better. And so she finds herself on the floor a little bit longer.
Flage sent it right to Liv McGill, coast to coast, and a big-time bucket for the Gators. And Florida hanging around here on the road in Baton Rouge. Tigers have won the last 5 in this series. 53rd meeting overall tonight. And Johnson with a chance for 3. Into the free throw line for 3 the hard way.
So we've got some plays right here. Players making plays. Georgia making their debut into the top 25. They've had 2 big wins. They went to Kentucky on Saturday and beat them. They beat Ole Miss at home in Athens. It's the toughest league in the country, and I know everybody wants to say that about their league, but I truly believe the SEC proves it night in and night out. You've got to be tough, physical. You cannot cry about anything. Florida needs to try to get Niecy O'Neal involved, get her going offensively. They need some points from her in the second half.
Timer already down to 5. Reynolds full head of steam, right side of the paint with a layup.
Really nice job. Ball screen defense right there. Nobody stopped her.
Feel a telestration coming on soon. Nell Fortner in postseason form on the telly tonight. Joyner down low, had the position, and the bucket now with 12 and 7.
Yeah, she's tough, she's strong, and O'Neal's got 3 fouls, so she's limited a little bit with how physical she can be on that contest.
Open 3 is going to be drained by Weathersby. Her 9th 3 ball of the season.
This is a game right now. I think Kelly Rae Finley can look at this and give her some encouragement moving forward.
Critical buckets for LSU and kind of what we've witnessed with 14 points Make it 15 on the free throw.
But defensively, she's leading her team with setting the tone on how do you guard Liv McGill. That is not an easy thing to do. And then come back down here and have your legs under you offensively.
Shot only a sophomore. She's got a lot of fantastic basketball ahead of her. Some good experience and on cue. Picks the pocket. Delivers the outlet. Michaela Williams. How pretty was that?
Okay. That's vintage Michaela Williams. 12, 15-footer right now. She's such a beautiful offensive jump shooter.
And an offensive foul on the screen.
And here comes Liv McGill. They call the moving screen right here. I tell you, that's a tough call right there for Weathersby.
And Richard on the attack.
She's only shooting 100% from there, right? So, and I really do hope I didn't jinx her. But
you know about the announcing jinx.
Well, I know, and I kind of wish I could take that back, but
focus in on the conference-only statistics.
That's right.
I look at the entire season, and that is the coaching you coming out on national television, which I more than respect.
That tells you who a team is, who a player is, because you're going up night in and night out against really tough competition, tough defenses, having to guard tough offenses.
Figure out how to diagnose and work against a team. Shot clock down to 2. Grace Knox checked out. That's Bella Hines who just checked in. And Koval, haven't seen her a ton this evening. You in favor of the quick whistle in a moment like that?
I don't know. I've got to look at that one maybe one more time. That might have been a little quick.
There's Liv McGill. New sense of urgency for McGill. And O'Neal now. Really forced to steal near midcourt. Johnson's wide open and a great find by Richard. She has done it all tonight.
I'm not sure if she could have been in any more trouble at that point in time, and then she finds the assist in the middle of all that.
Bella Hines. In a third quarter that was dominated by the number 6 team in the land. LSU pours on 27 more points.
You can put the game away in the third quarter. You want to do it. And then just, like hold steady in the fourth.
Bull Wiley the crossover. And on the attack, some contact. You asked a great question of Malaysia today. She's a highlight reel waiting to happen. You said, where did that come from? Behind the back pass, or she'll take it behind the back and lay it up and in. Came from LeBron James. And so there's a little bit of LeBron in her game. She takes a lot of pride.
That's a young player watching some film and going, okay, I want to be like that player. I want to do that. And she does it, and it's not forced. Never done that either. So, but I like how she's learning the game from other players that play the game.
Best thing he sees tonight, that play right there. A little horse shot, a little trickery. Malaysia Fulwiley over the head, into the basket, off the glass, no less. And a shot clock violation gives it back. She talked about some of the drills that she would do back in college, and she's going behind the back and through the legs and the crossover.
Look,
I think she sees a little bit of herself in Malaysia Fulwiley.
You're exactly right, and we need to dig up that film. She had no shame in her game, man. She got out there and did some things that a lot of people didn't do back in the day.
Great look inside, a chance for 3. Yannick go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and Kim really was a fun player to watch. She's small. She's not like, she's about the size of Fulwiley. She's shorter than Fulwiley. But she didn't have any fear when she played the game. Now, she had some big post players backing her up, too.
Williams pulls the 3. And Michaela Williams. And LSU flexing. You could see it's coming, and she's not going to force it. But when we get later in the season and crunch time arrives for this team in some big games, for number 12 for LSU. File that one away. Her time is coming, and when it comes, it's going to be a lot of points in bunches, and big-time plays. Fulwiley's got the ball on a string. She'll initiate the offense. Kai Johnson able to muscle her way inside.
Yeah, I do. I'm always going to maybe turn and look at getting more production out of her inside. I like to see him score a little bit more. In her guards, she's got good scoring guards. Now does she have that post player that you know?
She fired a baseball pass meant to be a skip pass, and Meg Yarnovich caught it out of self-defense about 20 feet away, and Coach Mulkey looked at Meg and said, "Meg, you're trying to save your teeth there, weren't you?" Bull Wiley surveys, now retreats. Under 7 to play. Post game at halftime, all LSU so far in the second half tonight. And I mean, very close to her season average, or getting closer, we should say. She entered the portal and really only talked to 2 teams. LSU, Lady Vols got involved a little bit. There was a phone call there, and I think Kim Mulkey sold her on the idea of being a point guard, getting better defensively, and fitting in with players like Flau'jae and the rest of this crew. Quarter 3 is good.
Well, it would be hard to say no to LSU. You know, the success they've had.
Yeah, there's been no let-up on either side tonight. Richard hammered on the way up.
No, you're not going to make me jinx anybody. Nope.
I always jinx the free throw shooter. That's like part of my job description, I feel like. Not that time.
No, she's had a day. So their points have been hard to come by today.
There's some contact. Williams flung back O'Neal. No whistle. Here's the matchup, and this time Richard commits the infraction.
Too handsy on that one.
McGill had 8 points in the first quarter, was held scoreless in the second.
She fills out a stat sheet. No doubt about it.
I mean, not easy to do. It listed at 5'9".
She doesn't look 5'9" to me. I think that's with really elevated shoes. Elevated sneakers.
Full Wiley, little high step right through the paint. Reynolds will draw the casual double team. Tack the other way. Kept the pivot foot down. Came up short. Next bucket for Richard means a new career high. And she wants it. Williams the pump fake. Johnson on the offensive glass. And was swiped by Weathersby.
That's something that you work on in practice pretty much every day if you're a post player. Getting early rebound position.
One of 2 at the line, 78-52. Tigers trying to win their 5th SEC game of the year. Their 2 losses in the league came in back-to-back fashion.
But it's hard to win an SEC title, regular season or SEC tournament. That's unbelievable. Well, you better believe it because it's real, right?
It's real. And in this league this year, when you got 10 teams ranked in the top 25, you got 4 teams competing to be 1 seeds. 2 already projected on the 1 line in South Carolina and Vanderbilt. Bull Wiley drains the 3.
Boy, that was beautiful. She shot that ball. I'm not sure she thought it was going in. I think she thought it was going to be short.
Coach, she's got 15 points in just 15 minutes tonight. That is efficiency.
Doesn't take her long. The ball's in their hand. Something's going to happen. If, just don't turn it over. She makes something happen offensively.
That's at 8 Eastern. Then on Wednesday at 7 o'clock, Tennessee and Georgia. 2 old rivals getting together one more time. This time down at Segment Coliseum. A little Blue Cane, a little Kobe Gillespie going toe-to-toe in that one. It's a 7-point game at halftime after LSU ended the first half on a 10-2 run. There's been no turning back for the Tigers tonight. Bull Wiley the block.
You got to feed the beast down there. When they're working and they get open and you don't give them the ball, that's frustrating for the bigs.
So that's high-low with Kate Coball there. You wanted to see her make the pass.
And that's frustrating because post players are pass-dependent players.
Feed the post. What are we doing?
Well, look how hard it's physical down there. They have to work hard to get their position, and they need the ball, like right there. So Measy gets it. McGill gives it to her. Really nice delivery right there. And you get the payoff with the finish and the and one.
20 points, one off her career high tonight. First points of the evening as well for Measy O'Neal. You know this was a special night for her, coming back where Dad played at LSU. Shaq. Foul trouble happened early. Bella Hines. Koval on the offensive glass. 10 rebounds tonight for Kate Koval.
Yeah, but that's so hard to keep the bigs off the glass. LSU's bigs, they just do a great job of really chasing down rebounds and positioning for them on the O-boards.
Gators will go back to the drawing board after tonight, but the schedule does not get any easier. You got Texas coming to Gainesville, then Vanderbilt, and that's after facing LSU tonight. And so, I mean, you want to talk about a 3-game stretch where it is not for the weak of heart. That's exactly what the Gators are dealing with. Bull Wiley, no, she was left wide open. Ball inside, a
there
great
you go.
look.
Big to big. There you go. Big to big. You know they're going to look for each other. Good job, Maya Joyner. Mano to mano right there. Or wool-mano to wool-mano right there.
Well said by you. And falling down.
It was. It does not feel like it was a 59-85 game at all. It was a battle. And in much respect, because they know everybody is battling.
Tigers back to work. Burridge, no. Her first shot. She'll get it back. Late whistle. And she had her own fair share of highlight reel type plays.
She had a highlight day. Again, I know I've said it a lot for both ends of the floor, but offensively, she had a big day. Not only just shooting the ball, but finding the open man and making the right play. But again, I'm so impressed with her defense, Roy. I thought she was a huge difference maker on that end of the floor.
When she started asserting herself more against McGill. Arkansas comes to Baton Rouge on Thursday night, so the quick turnaround with that Monday-Thursday combination. And an offensive foul.
Going to Texas, that's going to be a game. That place will be rocked out, just like it was when Texas came here to play LSU. Have you been to the Moody Center at Texas?
Many times.
Yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful arena.
Still has that brand new smell to it.
It does. It does.
Prime time matchup, Valentine's Day night. I mean, it's a great time to have a game like that. Joyner down low. Got 14 points, 10 rebounds, 7 double-doubles this season now. 4 assists tonight as well, just for good measure. 7-point game at halftime, a different story in our third and fourth quarters tonight. LSU flexing and clearly worthy of that top 10 designation again. The AP top 25. 5 wins in a row. 89-60 our final score tonight. And the Tigers, after that 0-2 beginning in the league, have righted the ship and then some, and they are looking the part.